because the first part it was with Bumel, and now with me. Okay, because the presenter today is Group 7, so please, Group 7, start the presentation. The time is yours.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for the opportunity, ma'am. Good morning, Ma'am Linda and friends. We are from Group 7. We will present about the Greek alphabet and trigonometry. Before we start, we will introduce ourselves first. My name is Nadia Getrida, and I'm with my two friends.
My name is Nurfitri Malinda.
My name is Risma Nudianti.
Okay, next. This is our subs material. The first one is about the Greek alphabet, and then explanation about trigonometry, angle and types of angle, right triangle, Pythagorean theorem, and then trigonometric ratios, and then special angles, coordinate plane and quadrants, reciprocal identities, trigonometric identities, and the last one is quiz. Okay, the first one will be explained by Nur Fitri.
Thank you, Nadia. The first one is where I will explain what is the Greek alphabet. Before we start, uh, have you guys know this symbol? The color symbol with pink color is symbol of psychology. When you color blue, like we have to learn mathematics, the color that before we continue to explain Greek alphabet, we must first know the meaning of the alphabet. What is the alphabet? Alphabet is the standardized set of letters or symbols used to represent the basic sound of spoken language. The most common example in English alphabet, which consists of 26 letters arranged in the fixed sequence. And the alphabet has a vowel. The vowel is A, E, O, and U, and the rest are consonants like B, C, D until Z. Now we're gonna explaining what is the Greek alphabet. Greek alphabet is the first written language that was created to convey the sound pronunciation of the word. The technology of the written word remains inactive until the implication of the so the Greek alphabet can be considered the basis for most modern European writing language as well as the alphabet. And we also using this in mathematics, chemistry, and literature and physics. Next slide, please. Sorry. Now is the vowel of Greek alphabet. The Greek alphabet has a seven distinct vowels. The example is alpha, epsilon, beta, iota, omicron, omega, and epsilon. That represents main solar signs. With distinct long and short forms. The remaining letters are consonants. Full and either short or long. They are spelled Greek characters. Epsilon, beta, omicron, and omega. For the E and sound that not for A, E, and U sound in the book, the long vowel are defined by Macron. A straight line that fills the vowel. When and the appears about plus the vowel when it's long as iota, theta, omega, and epsilon. The short vowel are alpha, epsilon, iota, omicron, and epsilon. Next slide, please. This is the 24 letter of the Greek alphabet. The first one is alpha. This is the how to pronunciation like A, A, and this is the symbol. Next, next to right, and this beta. No. The next is like the solution is beta. The how to pronunciation is beta, like very. Next is gamma, the symbol like Y and alphabet. And the next is delta, we say delta. And this is epsilon, symbol like A. The next is beta, symbol like V. And this is the symbol like H, but we call it beta. And this is like O in the script in middle. We call theta. And next is E iota. So K is capital. And next and continue after apa is lambda. And the next is we can say mu. And the next is mu. And this is C. And like O is omicron. This is the symbol C. And this is rho, like symbols like P in alphabet. And the next is sigma. The next letter is tau, and the next is epsilon, T, T, and omega. That's all from me. you. I will get back to you.
Yeah, and then I will explain about the wait. I will explain about the trigonometry. Trigonometry is a branch of mathematics that studies the relationship between the angles and sides of triangles, especially right angle triangle. As you can see, this one is the right angle triangle. Okay, we move to the explanation about the angle. In trigonometry, an angle is performed by two rays or line segments that meet at a common endpoint called the vertex. The two rays are called the sides of the angle. The angle measures the amount of rotation from one side, called the initial side, to the other side, called the terminal side. Angles can be measured in degrees or radians. A counterclockwise rotation produces a positive angle, while a clockwise rotation produces a negative angle. In trigonometry, angles are important because they are used to determine the relationship between the sides of triangles through trigonometry ratios such as sine, cosine, and tangent. For the this pics in at the right, this is about the part of an angle. As you can see, this one point is called vertex, and the horizontal line is called initial side, and for the blue line is called terminal side. And this is the angle, the measure of rotation from the initial side to the terminal side. And for this, angle can be positive and negative. For the if the angle direction follows the didn't follow the clockwise rotation, it will be the positive angle. If the direction follows clockwise rotation, it will be negative angle. And then angles can be more than one complete revolution. This one is one complete revolution, or 360 degrees, or we can say it's 2p radian. And this is the for the example for more than one revolution, which is two rotation, 720 degrees. Or we can say it's 4p radian. And the last one is angle that negative more than one rotation. This is minus 555 degrees. And next, we move to types of angle. Angle have many types, such as the first one is acute angle. Acute angle is when the theta is greater than 0 degrees but less than 90 degrees. And the second one is right angle, when the theta is exactly 90 degrees. And the third one is obtuse angle. Obtuse angle is when the theta is greater than 90 degrees but less than 180 degrees. And next, there are the zero angles. Zero angles when the theta is exactly zero degree. And then straight line angle is when the theta is exactly 180 degrees. And then there are also reflect angle. This is when the theta is greater than 180 degrees but less than 360 degrees. And the last one is complete angle, is when the theta is exactly 360 degrees. Then we move to move to right triangle. A right triangle is a triangle that has 190 degrees angles. It has three important sides. The first one is called hypotenuse, is symbolized by R. Hypotenuse is the longest side. As you can see in this triangle, this is the hypotenuse. And the second one is opposite side, is symbolized by Y. This is the opposite from the angle. This is the opposite. As you can see, this is the angle symbolized by theta, and this is the opposite. And the third one is adjacent side, which symbol by X, is next to the angle. And this is the adjacent, next to the angle. And a rectangle has a relationship with this Pythagorean theorem. A Pythagorean theorem explains the relationship between the sides of a right triangle. It is a formula used to find the length of triangle sides and to calculate distances, and the basic concept of trigonometry. And this is for the formula. R squared is equal to X squared is added to Y squared. For the example, find the value of AC if AB is equal to 12 and BC is equal to 9. And this is for the right triangle. You can first you can draw the triangle ABC, and then from this we know that AB is 12, so we write 12 here, and BC is 9. BC is 9. We must find the AC. AC is the hypotenuse. So first we can write the formula. R squared is equal to X squared is added to Y squared, and substitute R, it be the AC squared, and X is BC, Y is AB. So AC squared is equal to BC squared is added to AB squared. Then we can substitute the value of BC and AB. AC squared is equal to 9 squared is added to 12 squared. And then AC squared is equal to 81 is added to 144. And then AC is equal to the square root of 225. And we can find the AC is equal to 15. And then this is the trigonometric ratio. Trigonometric ratios compare the side of a right triangle based on an angle. For the time theta, if opposite is divided by hypotenuse. And for the cosine theta, is adjacent is divided by hypotenuse. And for the tangent theta, opposite is divided by adjacent. For the example 1, given a right angle triangle ABC, determine the value of sine A, cosine N, and tangent A. This is the right triangle ABC, and the value, the square root of 3 and 3 are known. And then we can see we didn't know the BC. So first we must find this BC first. BC is equal to the square root of 3 square minus open bracket the square root of 3 close bracket square is equal to the square root of 6. So the BC is the square root of 6. And then we can easily find the sine A. Sine A is opposite is divided by hypotenuse. The opposite is BC and the hypotenuse is 3. So sine A is equal to the square root of 6 over 3. And we can find the cosine A cosine is adjacent is divided by hypotenuse. The adjacent is this AC and the hypotenuse is AB. So substitute the value cosine A is equal to the square root of 3/3. And the last one we can find tangent A. Tangent A is opposite is divided by adjacent. The opposite is BC and the adjacent is AC. So substitute the value is be the square root of 6 over the square root of 3. But as you can see, the denominator is still in the root form. So we should rationalize it first by multiply this by the square root of 3 divided by the square root of 3. And the product is the square root of 18 is divided by 3. And we can simplify it be 3 is multiplied by the square root of 2 over 3. And then simplify again. The result is the square root of 2. And this is the second example. If sine A is equal to 1 over 3, determine the value of cosine and tangent A. If the angle with symbol by A is greater than 0 degrees but less than 90 degrees. And for the solution, first we can draw the right triangle first. This is sine A. We can substitute the value of sine A on this triangle. Sine A is opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite is 1 and the hypotenuse is 3. And we should find the AC first. AC is equal to the square root of 1 square is subtracted by 3 square is equal to the square root of 8. And then we can simplify is equal to 2 multiplied by the square root of 2. And we can find the cosine A and tangent A. The first one is cosine A. Cosine A is adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent is AC. 2 is multiplied by the square root of 2 over hypotenuse is AB. 3. Substitute the 3. And this is for the cosine. And for the tangent A is opposite over adjacent. The opposite is 1 and the adjacent is 2. It is 2 is multiplied by the square root of 2. And as you can see, it's also the denominator is still in the root form. So first we should rationalize it. Then by multiply that by the square root of 2 is divided the square root of 2. And the product is the square root of 2 is divided by 4. And next, this is the special angle. The special angle we often see this table. The first one is 0 degree, and then 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees, and then 90 degrees. This is for the value of sine, cosine, and tangent. Okay, next we move to coordinate plane and quadrant. This diagram shows the coordinate plane divided into 4 quadrants and explain the sign of trigonometric functions in each quadrant using the ACTC rule. This is for quadrant. The first one, on the first quadrant, all are positive, which is mean that sine, cosine, tangent, cosecant, secant, and cotangent is the value are positive. And for the second quadrant, it's just sine and cosecant that positive. Other than this is negative. And for the third quadrant, it's just tangent and cotangent are positive. And the last one, for the fourth quadrant, it's just cosine and secant are positive. Okay, the last one is about the reciprocal identities. Reciprocal identities are relationship between trigonometric functions that are reciprocal of each other. And this is for the formula. Sin theta is equal to 1 over cosecant theta. Cosine theta is equal to 1 over secant theta. Tangent theta is equal to 1 over cotangent theta. And for the cosecant theta is equal to 1 over sine theta. Secant theta is equal to 1 over cosine theta. Cotangent theta is equal to 1 over tangent theta. And here for the first example, determine the value of secant x if cosine x is equal to 3 over 7 using the reciprocal identities. For the solution, we know the reciprocal identities secant x is equal to 1 over cosine x. So if cosine x is equal to 3 over 7, then secant x it will be equal to 1 over cosine x. Then substitute the value is equal to 1 over 3 divided by 7. And the result is 7 over 3. And this for the example 2. Simplify the expression cotangent x open bracket cosine x is added to tangent x close bracket is divided by cosine x is added to cotangent x using reciprocal identity. For the solution, we will write the expression of this in terms sine x and cosine x and use the reciprocal identities. Cosecant x is equal to 1 over sine x. And then write it again is equal to cosine x is divided by sine x, open bracket, sine x is added to open bracket, sine x is divided by cosine x, close bracket, is divided by open bracket, 1 over sine x is added to open bracket, cosine x is divided by sine x, close bracket. And then cosine x is added to 1, close bracket, open bracket, sine x is divided by 1 is added to cosine x, and the result is sine x. Okay, that's all from me. The next subs material will be explained by Risma.
Okay, thank you, Nadia. Now I will explain trigonometric identities. Trigonometric identities are equations involving trigonometric functions such as sine, cosine, and tangent. These equations are always true and are used to simplify and solve mathematical problems. These identities help us solve equations, simplify expressions, and understand the relationship between trigonometric functions. One of the most important trigonometric identity comes from the Pythagorean theorem. So next, I will discuss the Pythagorean theorem. Next slide. Next, we start trigonometric identities with the Pythagorean theorem. The Pythagorean theorem states that in a right triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the square of the other two sides. This can be written as a square plus b square equals c square. Next, we divided both sides by c square. This gives a square over c square plus b square over c square equals c square over c square. Then this can be simplified into open bracket a over c close bracket square plus open bracket b over c close bracket square equals 1. Now we know that a over c is opposite over hypotenuse, which is sine theta, and b over c is adjacent over hypotenuse, which is cosine theta. So the equation can also be written as sine square theta plus cosine square theta equals 1. Next slide. Next, I will explain the Pythagorean identity. Pythagorean identity and trigonometric are derived from the Pythagorean theorem. They are also called Pythagorean trigonometric identity. There are three basic Pythagorean identity. First, sine square theta plus cosine square theta equals 1. Second, tangent square theta plus 1 equals secant square theta. The last one, 1 plus cotangent square theta equals cosecant square theta. From these identities, we can also derive several equivalent identities. From the first identity, sine square theta plus cosine square theta equals 1, we get 1 minus sine square theta equals cosine square theta, or 1 minus cosine square theta equals sine square theta. From the second identity, tangent square theta plus 1 equals secant square theta. We get secant square theta minus tangent square theta equals 1, or secant square theta minus 1 equals tangent square theta. From the last identity, 1 plus tangent square theta equals cosecant square theta. We get cosecant square theta minus cotangent square theta equals 1. And cosecant square theta minus 1 equals cotangent square theta. For example, if tan theta equals 0.5, find the value of cosine theta. With the identity sin 2 theta plus cosine square theta equals 1. Substitute 0.5 in as the value of sin theta, then open bracket 0.5 close bracket square plus cosine square theta equals 1. This becomes cosine square theta equals 1 minus 0.5. So cosine square theta equals 0.75. Then cosine theta equals plus or minus the square root of 0.75. Cosine theta equals plus or minus 0.866. Next slide. Okay, next on the double angle identity. Double angle formula are trigonometric formula used when the angle is multiplied by 2. First identity is sine 2 theta equals 2 sine theta times cosine theta. Second, cosine 2 theta equals cosine square theta minus sine square theta. This can also be written as 2 cosine square theta minus 1 or minus 1 or 1 minus 2 sine square theta. Third identity, tangent 2 theta equals 2 tangent theta over 1 minus tangent square theta. And for example, Give that sin theta equals 3/5 and the theta is an acute angle in quadrant. First, determine the exact value of sin 2 theta. Sin theta equals opposite over hypotenuse. We have A over C equals 3/5. First, find the value of adjacent side or B. Using the Pythagorean theorem, B equals the square root of C squared minus A squared. Substitute the value B equals the square root of 5 squared minus 3 squared. And B equals the square root of 25 minus 9. So B equals the square root of 16. Therefore, B equals 4. Now, cosine theta equals adjacent over hypotenuse. So, cosine theta equals 4/5. And substitute this value into the identity sin 2 theta equals 2 sin theta times cosine theta. So, sin 2 theta equals 2 times 3/5 times 4/5. Therefore, sin 2 theta equals 24/25. Next slide. Next are the opposite angle identities. Opposite angle identities describe the relationship between trigonometric function and negative angle. First, sin negative theta equals negative sin theta. Second, cosine negative theta equals cosine theta. Third, tangent negative theta equals negative tangent theta. Fourth, cotangent negative theta equals negative cotangent theta. Fifth, secant negative theta equals secant theta. Last, cosecant negative theta equals negative cosecant theta. And for example, find the exact value of cosine negative 60 degrees plus sine negative 30 degrees minus tangent negative 45 degrees. Using the identities, cosine negative 60 degrees equal cosine 60 degrees. Sine negative 30 degrees equals negative sine 30 degrees. Tangent negative 45 degrees equal negative tangent 45 degrees. And substitute this into the equation. Cosine 60 degrees minus sine 30 degrees plus tangent 45 degrees. Now, substitute the value is half minus 1/2 minus 1/2 plus 1. Therefore, the result equals 1. Next. Okay, next are the half angle identities. Half angle formula are trigonometric identities that express the sine, cosine, and tangent of half an angle in terms of the sine or cosine of the full angle. First, sine theta over 2 equals plus or minus the square root of 1 minus cosine theta over 2. Second, cosine theta over 2 equals plus or minus the square root of 1 plus cosine theta over 2. Third, tangent theta over 2 tangent theta over 2 equals plus or minus the square root of 1 minus cosine theta over 1 plus cosine theta. This can also be written as sin theta over 1 plus cosine theta or 1 minus cosine theta over sin theta. For example, find the exact value of tangent 22.5 degrees. We can written 22.5 degrees as 45 degrees over 2. So theta equals 45 degrees. Using the identity is tangent theta over 2 equals 1 minus cosine theta over sin theta. Now, substitute the value of sine 45 degrees and cosine 45 degrees. Put value equal a half times the square root of 2. Substituting into the formula and simplifying gives tangent 22.5 degrees equal 1 minus a half time and square root of 2 over a half times the square root of 2. Then, multiplying the numerator and denominator by 2, resulting in 2 minus the square root of 2 over the square root of 2. Then, multiply the numerator and denominator by the square root of 2, resulting in open bracket 2 minus the square root of 2 close bracket is multiplied by the square root of 2 over 2 over 2 equals 2 times the square root of 2 minus 2 over 2. The tangent of 22.5 equals the square root of 2 minus 1. Next. Okay, and the last is angle sum and difference identity. These formula are used to find the value of angle written as the sum or difference of no angle. First, sine of A plus B equals sine A times cosine B plus cosine A times sine B. Second, sine of A minus B equals sine A times cosine B minus cosine A times sine B. Third, cosine of A plus B equals cosine A times cosine B minus sine A times sine B. Fourth, sine of A minus B equals cosine A times cosine B plus sine A times sine B. Fifth, tangent of A plus B equals tangent A plus tangent B over 1 minus tangent A times tangent B. Last, tangent of A minus B equals tangent A minus tangent B over 1 plus tangent A times tangent B. And for example, find the exact value of sine 75 degrees. Sine 75 degrees is not a special angle. We can rewrite it is 45 degrees plus 30 degrees. Using the identity sine of A plus B equals sine A times cosine B plus cosine A times cosine B, let A equal 45 degrees and B equal 30 degrees. Substitute the value into the formula. Sine of A plus B equal sine of 45 degrees times cosine of 30 degrees plus cosine of 45 degrees times sine of 30 degrees. Sine of 75 degrees equal open bracket half time the square root of 2 close bracket times open bracket half times the square root of 3 close bracket plus open bracket a half times the square root of 2 close bracket times open bracket a half close bracket is equal a quarter times the square root of 6 plus a quarter times the square root of 2. Therefore, the value of sine of 75 degrees equal a quarter times open bracket the square root of 6 plus the square root of 2 close bracket. That's enough explaining for me. Thank you.
Okay, Risma. Thank you for the explanation. Okay, we will next. It's quiz time. And I will explain first. For the quiz, there are multiple choice and then also an essay. So you must answer it first. And yeah, for your info, the correct answer will be symbolized by this cat. So the correct answer on A, B, C, or D is symbolized by this, yeah. Okay. First, if you wanted to answer the quiz, you must raise hand first until I say your name, and then you can give your answer. Okay, for the first question, the Greek symbol DS is read as. Wait, yeah, guys, wait. I can see. Nah. Okay, there. Yes, Jalfa Javira. You can give your answer.
B epsilon.
Okay, epsilon. Let's check. Okay, the answer is correct. The answer is B epsilon. Thank you, Jalfa. Okay, next. The second question. What is the value of tangent 30 degrees if in quadrant 4? Okay, who wanna answer? You can raise your hand. Oh, State Sengo, you can give your answer.
The answer is C.
Okay, see. Let's check.
You are muted, Nadia.
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am.
Sorry,
Okay.
sorry. So in quadrant 4 ya. Itu minus
Yes,
di
like. Okay, Rextate in quadrant 4. So the tangent is negative value, okay? Okay, thank you, State. Okay, next to the third question. If A is equal to 45 degree and B is equal to 30 degree, what is the value of yeah, cosine A plus B? Who wanna answer? You can use the formula um, on the slide before. Okay, there is Hairin. You can give your answer.
Okay, thank you, Nadia. My answer is A.
Okay, A, let's check. Okay, your answer is correct. The answer is A. Okay, thank you, Irene. Next, question 4. Simplify the following expression. Yes, 1 minus sine square theta is divided by cosine theta. Okay, Kansa Sabita Guma, you can give your answer.
My answer is A.
A, cosine theta. Okay, let's check. Okay, your answer is correct. The answer is cosine theta. Thank you, Kansa. And this will be the last question. A cat watches a bird sitting on top of a building. The angle of elevation from the cat to the bird is 60 degrees. If the cat is 8 meters away from the building, I'm sorry. What is the height of the bird from the ground? Okay, first, maybe you need time to write it on your book. And please, when you answer this, please explain how you find the result. Who wanna answer, guys? Anyone done the solution? If you if you find the answer yet, please raise your hand. Okay, maybe I will give you 1 minute again. Okay, there is Yovando. Please give your answer, Yovan.
Okay, thank you, Nadia. My answer is 8 is multiplied by a root of 3.
Can you explain first how you find that answer?
Okay, I use the formula of the rules of sinus. My we can start from A over sin sin 60 degree equal x over sinus 30 degree, and we can find the the answer is 88. X is multiplied by a root of 3. We can use
Okay.
the formula of in a triangle, we can use sinus rules.
Okay, Yovan. Thank you for the answer and for your explanation. And then let's see the answer. Yeah, your answer is correct. And this one I use the tangent formula. If you can use the sine formula, it also can. But this is I will explain using the tangent formula. Tangent theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. So we can substitute the known value tangent 60 degree is equal to 8 over 8. So this is the adjacent. The theta is here, the angle is here, 60 degree, and this is adjacent 8 meters, and for the opposite is ini. I symbol it by h. And if the known value is opposite and adjacent, I use tangent 60 degree is equal to the opposite is 8 and the adjacent is 8. Is 8. So tangent 60 degree is equal to the square root of 3. This is from the ini special angle, the value of special angle, the ratios. Then we can substitute this. The square root of 3 is equal to 8 over 8 and multiply both sides by 8. This multiplied by 8 and this is multiplied by 8. So the result is 8 is equal to 8 times the square root of 3. Okay. Thank you for all the audience that answer this quiz. Any question? Maybe we will. There are three questions, but if the time is enough, it can be more than 3 questions. But we open 3 questions first. If you wanna to ask, you can raise your hand first. Okay, wait. Wait, yeah, I stopped the screen. Okay, the first one is Nai. You can give your question.
Thank you, Nugget. I wanna ask to your group is why is the Greek alphabet often used in mathematical and physical formulas?
Okay, thank you, Nai, for the question. We will kita akan nampung dulu. Okay, the second one is Sate. Please give your question.
Okay. First of all, thank you for the time and opportunity for Group 7. The presentation is talk about trigonometry, right? And we usually use trigonometry identities. And why do I feel like we often use trigonometric identities, right? But where do they come from? How were they obtained? Can you explain and prove it? Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sate. And then the last one is Anissa. You can give your question.
Okay, thank you, Nugget. My question is on slide 14, there is the quadrant side rule, but what about angles that are exactly 90 degree, 180 degree, 270 degree, and 360 degree? What are the value of sin, cos, and tan at those angles, and which quadrant do they belong to? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Anissa. Please give us time to discuss the answer first. Okay, maybe I will answer the Anissa's question first. The question is on slide 14, there is a quadrant sign rule, but what about the angles that are exactly 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270 degrees, and 360 degrees? What are the value of sine, cosine, and tangent at those angles, and which quadrant do they belong to? Um, this 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 angle didn't belong to any quadrant because wait, I will share screen. Slide 14. This is, and you can see on this slide. This is the 90 degree. The value of cosine, and tangent is sine 90 degrees is 1, and cosine 90 degrees is 0, and tangent 90 degrees is not definite. Infinite. No, not definite. Because the formula of tangent is equal to sine is divided by cos. So 1 is divided by 0 is undefined. Okay, and for the 180 degree, wait, I will check. This is the 180 degrees. It didn't belong to any quadrant. So you should remember that sine is about the y, the vertical line, and for the cosine, it's you see the horizontal line. And if the 180 degrees is horizontal, so this is -1. So the value of cosine is -1, and for the sine is 0, because 0 we see the y vertical line. So this is 0, and for the tangent is also 0 because tangent is sine is divided by cos. 0 divided by -1 is 0. So the tangent is 0. And for the 270 degree, it's also like this. This is a vertical line. So the value of sine is -1. This is -1, and for the cos is 0. And for the tangent is sine -1 over 0, so it's not defined. And for the 360 degree is here after the 0 degree. And for the sine is, because this is the horizontal line, so the value of sine is 0. And for the value of cosine is 1. Here is 1. And for the tangent is 0 because 0 over 1. The result is 0. Okay, that's enough for me. Is that clear, Anissa?
Yes, is that clear? Thank you, Nadia, for the answer.
Okay, thank you, Anissa.
I want to try to answer question by Akifa Naila. The question is why the Greek alphabet often used in mathematical and physical formula. These are main reasons why often used. The first one is preventing confusion, and the second is standardizing constanta, and the third is special notation for the special notation, and the fourth is difference between angle and magnitude. In a physics, angle are often symbolized by alpha and theta. And this is closely related to the historical rule of modern science, which originates from the two ancient philosophers and the scientists. So the disease notation is preserved as a tradition. This is my answer. Is that clear, Akifa? Akifa.
Okay, clear. Thank you, Fitri.
Thank you.
Group 7.
Okay, last, I will answer the question from State. The question is, we often use trigonometric identity, but where do they come from? How were they obtained? Trigonometric identity are not just formula that we memorize, but they come from basic ideas in geometry, especially the unit circle and the Pythagorean theorem. In the unit circle, every angle corresponding to a point with coordinate cos theta, sin theta, because the circle has a radius from first. It follows the equation x squared plus y squared equals 1 when we substitute x equals cos theta and y equals sin theta. We obtain the identity cosine square theta equals sin square theta equals 1. This shows that a trigonometric identity are derived from the relationship between angles and coordinates in a circle, and many other identity can be developed from the using algebra. Historically, these relationships were discovered by ancient mathematicians such as Hipparchus and Ptolemy while studying the position of stars and creating maps. They worked with the legs of chords in a circle, and over time, Indian and Arab scholars simplified the ideas into angle, rational, sine, cosine, and tangent that we use today. This means trigonometric identities are not random. They developed gradually from both geometric reasoning and historical science work. Is that clear, Stati?
All right. Thank you. I get it now.
Okay,
Trigonometric
thank you, Satete.
come from. Thank you, Group 7.
Okay, before that, I want to ask Ma'am Linda, do you have a quiz or we can continue the Q&A question session?
Right. I think that's all. And please give a plus to Group 7 because the presentation is awesome. So let's give our reaction, give a plus to Group 7. And thank you, Group 7, for preparing the presentation. It is a nice presentation. You explain it in a very detail. And the quiz is fruitful. for us as the participants or the audience, so we can engage with the topic. And also the questions, I like the questions. Okay, maybe I would like to highlight. There was a question about what about 0, 90, 270, and 360 degrees. So yeah, those angles don't belong to a specific or a certain quadrant. Yeah, we know because let's say quadrant 1 consists of angles between 0 and 90. Okay, so 0 and 90 don't belong to quadrant 1. Okay, so please note that angles included in a specific quadrant is the degrees in between the special angle. Okay, the special angles, for example, yeah, as I mentioned, 0, 90, 270, and 360, and so on. Okay, is it clear for you guys?
Clear, ma'am.
Okay, and also it was an interesting question from Sengo. Wait a minute. Sengo asked um, about the origins of the trigonometric identities. Is it?
Yeah, that's true, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, so the trigonometric identities comes from the fundamental properties of a right angle triangle. So the key point of trigonometric identities is the right angle triangle. Yeah, and the mathematicians use this and use the consistent ratios between the sides and also the angle. Okay, there was a mathematicians from Babylonian, and then from Indian and also Greek mathematicians to measure the distances and celestial bodies from the right angle triangle. And I think in the later semester, you can take the history of mathematics class. So in this class, we will learn about the historical part of each mathematical topic and mathematical formula. And also, okay, let's say about Pythagorean identity, sin quadrat theta plus sin quadrat theta equals to 1. So this Pythagorean identity comes from the theorem a square plus b square equals c square. And this theorem applied to a unit circle with the condition the hypotenuse is 1. So whatever the identities in trigonometry comes from the right angle triangle. Okay, is it clear? All right. Okay, is there any questions? If no, we can close the class as the time is over, and you will prepare for the next class, right? Okay. Any other questions? No? Okay. So thank you all for today. I really appreciate the presenter, also the participants for your active participation today, and see you next. Oh, not next week. See you on Thursday. Is it Thursday or Wednesday?
Yes,
Thursday.
Thursday, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
you, ma'am.
Salam, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.